Hey guys, you're back on the bench with Matt and the Walkera Runner 250. This video I wanted to show you, I've actually redone the LEDs that are on the runner. I've removed the factory LEDs, the headlights and tail lights, and it just gives the runner a better look. Actually looks a little more like a racer. But what I did was I took and ordered 4 of the RMRC fire LEDs. They're 50-50 red, green, or blue switchable. They're 10 to 14 volts, so 12 volts is perfect for them. But if you can see it, they have little dip switches, and what you can do with the dip switches is you can switch these to red, green, or blue, or any combination of color. Right now I think I've got it set as violet on the rear and teal on the front, so it looks really cool. They're super bright LEDs. They're just as bright or brighter than the factory LEDs. Plus you get a little wider spread, so it just stands out a little more in the air, especially if you're doing night flying. You know, you can really tell your orientation with these. But how I ran these, the rears LEDs are actually powered from the plug of the factory rear LEDs. So I've used your positive and negative to run over and through the carbon fiber arm, around the ESC, and then over to the LED board. On this side I took the signal wire because I wanted to still be able to see that low voltage indicator, and then also the binding indicator. So I took one of the signal wires, ran that through the plate, under, and then all the way up to the front. And you see this plastic piece here, that's actually a light diffuser. I took one of the factory rear LEDs and actually took the casing apart. Here you can see this is what's left of the casing. If I can get it here, the top, take something to pry that off. So you take this apart, and what you're left with is just this small LED board. You've got your 3-wire leads. So I actually took this and mounted it on the OSD. You probably can't see it, but I mounted it on the OSD facing down so that when it's on, it causes this entire area to glow. Looks really cool. You can still see it great during the day, and I've yet to test it at night, so hopefully it's going to look really neat at night. Now, for the front LEDs, the way I ran power for them was on the back here. You've got your XT60 leads, and if you look on your runner, there's a positive and negative solder point there. So actually I soldered on a wire for each. I've got electrical tape covering up so it keeps it all clean and away from the battery. And that positive and negative was ran all the way up to the front, along with that indicator signal wire. And then your positive negative splits off 3 ways into the indicator light that I mounted here, as well as the 2 front-facing red, green, blue strips that I mounted. So it's a cool feature that you can do. Hidden, still pretty clean. Looks a lot nicer than the factory lights, in my opinion. So let's turn it on. I'll show you how it looks. You may have seen in my other video I'd already had some LED mods on it, but wanted to take those factory lights off and replace those, so that's why I went and redid everything. But let's plug her in. So there, I don't know if the camera probably kind of blows out the color. I'm not sure you can see it because they're so bright, but those are actually violet rear lights. And then I've got teal headlights on the front. You see the bottom looks really cool with that indicator lighting up that entire area. Just kind of makes it glows. That's just a piece of plastic to diffuse the light. Real thin, lightweight. I think it weighed like 0.8 grams to add that, but that's it. Came out pretty cool. And again, those LEDs, they came from Ready Made RC. They're the RMRC Fire LEDs, 50/50 red, green, blue, switchable, 10 to 14 volts. So if you're considering adding LEDs, those are cool options. They're kind of big. I made them fit. They're 47 by 10 by 5.7 millimeters. But go to readymaderc.com to check those out. They've got some other ones too if you're looking for something a little smaller, a little more discreet. But I'm real happy with these. Like I said, I can switch the color. See if I can show you real quick. Now there's just standard blue. There's violet, red, off. That's another thing is, should I choose to, I could turn these LEDs completely off using the dip switches. And then we've got green, so you can go through a variation of colors. But that's about it. If you have any questions on how I ran the wiring or did the build, leave them in the comments. If you like the video, hit like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.